Yo, 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 YouTube, and welcome back to another video on the channel, and we're back again. And it's been a while since the last video, but we're back with some Sorare content, and something a little bit different on the channel. You're used to me talking about players, lineup building, rewards, etc. We're going to talk about the game Sorare today, and in particular, a potential burn system that could come to Sorare. I will explain what a burn system is in more detail as you watch through the video as well, so it'll become a little bit clearer. But to explain this, let's take you straight into the next screen. So what we've got here is, you'll be like, oh, this screen looks nothing like Sorare, and you'd be right, it's not. This is actually MLB The Show. MLB The Show 23 to be specific, and a game that I've played quite a while, but I don't often play on stream. I have in the past, but I'm going to take a little idea from this and change it slightly for Sorare. So this is probably the best way to explain a burn system, or what I'm actually going to give you is a lock-in system. So I'm going to change it a little bit, because a burn system would generally be that you would lose that card forever. So kind of like if you do an SBC on FIFA or EAFC as it's now called, you would put the card into a squad builder and you would exchange it in return for something at the end of it, but you would lose that card forever. I don't think you should lose cards on this game on Sorare, but I do believe that potentially you can lock them in, still use them, but not sell them. So that's my idea. So to show you better, as I say, this is MLB with their collections. Now, if we go into this live series one as an example, no, it's been a while since I played it, but we did complete some of these. So for example, the Yankees. So I'm a Yankees fan. So we locked in all of these players. I can still use these players on the game. So although all of these I can no longer sell unless it has a duplicate with it. So these have two, for example, these have two, etc. And since I've last done it, the Yankees have added to the roster, so they also update the roster on here as well. So that's something we'll probably have to discuss a little bit, if they update the rosters on the collections for the teams that you potentially already done with my idea on Sorare. But you'll see on the right that we've got various different stages of completing this Yankees collection. So if you collect 10 of them, you get 200 stubs. So that's their equivalent of SO coins, effectively. But you can use that on the game to buy players, whereas on Sorare you obviously can't. But at the end of it, you get this 93 Mariano Rivera. Now, this is the card that you get for doing it. So you've actually got a reward, and the only way to get this card, you can't go out and buy it. The only way to do it is to actually complete that collection. So I've completed this. I can sell the ones that are duplicates, but I then get this in return. Now, what if you haven't done a full collection, but you still want to lock some in? So for example, I've done that with the San Diego Padres, and I've collected 19 of these cards so far, so I'm not quite at the stage where I would get another 200 hubs. I can still go in and sell this duplicate here, but the other one I wouldn't be able to sell. And again, if I decided to do this team at the end of it, I get a Matt Cain starting pitcher, and again, can't be brought anywhere. The only place to get it is there. Now, if you particularly do clubs as well, or franchises as they're called in America, and they're all from AL East, AL Central, AL West, so they're all their different leagues, you then get rewards for doing that as well. So like, for example, the Yankees, the Mariano Rivera that we locked in for the Yankees team, we can also lock that card in as well. These are no-sell cards anyway, so the only reason to lock these in is because of this reward. So it doesn't matter whether you lock these cards in or not, they're no-sell, so you can't sell them anyway. But by completing those 5 teams from that division, we then get ourselves a Mickey Mantle. And with Mickey Mantle, you can then further put him into, as we have completed, AL. And then Mickey Mantle, Billy Wagner, Twins, then gets us a 99 Mark McGwire. So, what does this mean for my idea for Sorare? So let's take you back onto the Sorare screen. So the best way for me to show you this is to show you my Liverpool limited collections and my idea around it. So I've got the 2022-23 collection completed, 29 of 29 cards. On the 2023 or 24, I'm still in the process of doing that. I need to build up some funds to be able to fully complete this collection. I do want to do that. That's something I do want to do. for sure. And you can see all the rewards that we get for doing this on Sorare anyway. So I'm ranked 13th out of the Liverpool collection through completing it. A lot of people do the Liverpool one. I get a score of 920 for my collection and a bonus of 5%. So if we look at this in more detail, this is what we own. And obviously I could get further up the leaderboard, but the leaderboard's not part of my game. I just absolutely love collecting Liverpool cards. I collect real life trading cards from Panini, from Topps, from Futera, etc. I am massively hooked with the collecting side of it. And I know a lot of people that play Sorare will be as well. I know a lot of you guys out there will just be playing it for the SO5 aspect and just trying to win cards and win money, etc., win ETH. But for me, there's a little bit more of an element, and hence I want to build this collection, finish off this season's collection, and then once I do next year's, etc., etc., etc. So my idea is that all these cards are sellable at the moment. But what if I could lock these in, or lock in some of these cards for rewards? So my idea is essentially that I lock in this full collection because I have no problem locking in every card. I don't want to sell them, and there'll be many people out there that don't want to sell the cards. But if you do want to sell the cards, then you obviously have to think in detail before you do this, because you will restrict yourself. Because somewhere down the line you might want to sell them, but I don't want to sell these cards. So I would like to be able to lock them in, not burn them. I want to be able to keep them. I want to be able to use them in SO5, so I don't want to burn them. Whereas if I burn these cards, I will never see them again. I'll never be able to play SO5 with these cards again. So if I locked in these cards, my idea is that currently we've got this percentage structure here, and they're an old season version as well. So they've lost their 5% XP that they've got on them. But what if you could lock in these cards and instantly by locking them in, you get 5% XP on every card? That would then give these cards the same value, if not more, as a new season card, and keep some value on the secondary market, because we would be losing these cards from the secondary market. Once I lock them in, no one can buy them, so there'll be less cards on the market. So you might not need a full collection, so you might be at 1% on your collection. Let's have a look at the new season one to explain this in better detail. So I would happily lock this in as it is. I have no intention of selling any of these cards. So if someone comes to me, they're not for sale. Unless they decide they want to give me a 21 out of 20 out of 1,000 Shimmercats, for example. Like, that's the only reason I would sell these cards. But I'm currently only at 3% on my collection. But if you said to me, as well as the new season XP, you can lock these in, sellers, for another 5% of what you already have. So my 3% bonus goes up to 8%. And for example, I think I brought Joel Matip on the auction. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, we brought Joel Matip on the auction, so he's first owner as well, so it helps with the collection. But he's got a level 2 bonus from the collection. Level 2 bonus XP from using him of 1%, collection bonus of 3%, and then 5% for being a new season card. But what if I could get an extra advantage by locking them in and taking them off the market? Another 5%. This card instantly then goes to 14% and has a massive value in SO5. But I don't think it needs to stop there. So there can be different stages. Like we saw on MLB The Show, there can be different stages in rewards. And obviously they do it already with some of these. So like we've got this going through the collection and we get this Liverpool badge once we get into this part here. So we shall definitely get into this part here at some stage. But what if there was an overall reward? So my thinking is that I've completed this collection. I'm happy to lock in that whole collection, and very similar to MLB The Show, where at the end of it you receive a player. There is so much they could do in terms of a reward at the end of this. Now, my thinking is to incentivize someone into doing it. What if you get a scarcity card from that club of the next tier? So, for example, if I lock in the whole limited, I get a rare current season Liverpool card. And it could be completely random, or they can, if it makes more sense for them, they can define what that card is at the end of it. But I think it'd be quite exciting if there's a random card and you could get anyone from that collection. Maybe I decide to lock in this and I get a Trent at the end of it in rare. Like, how gallery changing would that be? That card, they could decide what they decide to do with it. But for me, I think that would be a great idea. If you lock in the rare Liverpool collection, you then get a super rare Liverpool card at the end of it. And if you lock in the super rare Liverpool collection, which not many people are going to do because they don't have the funds for it, you then get a unique Liverpool card at the end of it. And you can do this for every single club. And you're going to say to me, okay, what if you've got duplicates? What if you decide to purchase another card? Well, fine. That doesn't count as a lock-in. So, you know, I've locked all this in. What if I decide to buy another Trent because it makes sense for a lineup? Then that card is coded so that it's not locked in. And if you've completed part of a collection, i.e. the 23-24 Liverpool collection, maybe I've locked all these in to start with and I'm getting my 5% on top of my 3%. But I then decide I want to buy Joe Gomez, Konate, etc. I then have to make a choice. Do I want to lock them in? Because I might have pushed this bonus up to the 4%. So if I lock those in, I then get another percent on top of those cards that I've already locked in as well. So that's my thinking on a potential lock-in system. As I say, we're classing it as burn. It's not burn because I think burn is probably not the best way to go in terms of the game. But a lock-in system, very similar to MLB The Show 23, is something that I think that the game needs to help that secondary market. The less cards on that secondary market obviously means the value is going to go up of them, especially if people are locking in. I don't think I can see it, but the very old Liverpool collection. No, but for example, if we looked at 21-22 Leipzig, and there won't be a massive amount of these cards on the market. There is still a fair few. It obviously becomes a lot more desirable. And people that do hold these cards, their value is going to shoot up because there's going to be so scarce amount of them. And people will say, oh, I really want to complete that collection. Vardiol, for example, I know we're going to be getting new Premier League cards for the ones that haven't been minted at their teams. But I think that there'd be such a demand having a Josko Vardiol. And then if someone else has got this entire collection, they want to lock it in. There's some really good players in this collection. Like Dominic Szoboszlai, I've obviously got for the Liverpool card, as well as having a Liverpool version of him as well. But that would give so much more value to these older collections. And I think that's where we're going wrong. Again, there's so much they could do. If they don't like this idea of the way I've structured it, maybe it's a starting point that they can look at with the collection. What else can we offer? I know they've said they're looking at merchandise for the clubs, and that is a great start. I really love that idea. Whether or not I qualify, it'll be interesting to see, but that is a great idea, doing merchandise for the clubs based on your collections as well. It gives you more of an incentive to go out and buy these players off the market that usually you probably wouldn't buy. Obviously with the Liverpool ones I would buy, but there might be, I don't know, a team, for example, Sintru Dents. Typically I pick a team that I struggle to say in English, but it might give me a reason because of this Matt Lemfers that I've got as a future starting keeper, hopefully somewhere down the line. I brought him nice and cheap and I use him for my DMP. Maybe it gives me a reason to go out and buy Wolke Janssens. Like, I would never buy this guy usually. So hence he's at £3.66. If some people have got a reason, because I want to lock this guy in, and it gives me a reason to go buy this card that someone else would notoriously not be able to sell. So that's my idea on it. Please drop in the comment sections your ideas. Tell me what you think of my idea. Like, you know, I'm a man. I can take it. If you're completely against this system, then let me know. But also, please be constructive with what you're saying. Let me know what your ideas are. I really want to know. And if you do like it, let me know that you like it in the comments. But also, if you could drop a subscribe to the channel, we're really building the channel now. I want to bring you more content. Give me a reason to bring you that more content. Please drop a subscribe on the channel and a like on the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.